Hello and welcome back to this production n8n series. Today we will talk about credentials. Before we start, I want to let you know there is an official way on how to use n variables inside of n8n. But the problem with that approach is that you can accidentally expose the variables because they are accessible by all of the workflows. So not only you, but also a teammate who doesn't know about this could accidentally expose something. In my approach, we will create a template.json where all of our credentials live and replace all of the sensitive information with placeholders. All these placeholders then will be moved inside of the env as variables. During the runtime, we will combine our env values with our template.json and then inject it inside of n8n. In the very end, we will remove this file again because it contains the plaintext passwords. I created an export-credentials file and also an import-credentials file. In the very beginning, we set our variables, for example the container name, and also the path where our template file will live. After that, we call the n8n export-credentials function, which will put every credential inside of one raw JSON file. We later use this to loop through all the values and replace, along with the credential name, all of the sensitive information with placeholders. As a last step, we just paste everything inside of the path we chose before. As you see, it starts by exporting everything from the container. Afterwards, it processes the credentials. And here you see we will have an output of all the variables that we have to add to our env file. I already set all of the correct values. It's also important to know to use quotation marks if you have any special characters in your passwords or in your credentials. Because in n8n in the import function, it could lead to some issues when you do the import later. For now, I will make this password incorrect on purpose. Before we continue, you can see on the left side we have a new folder that got created by the script. Inside of this new credentials folder, we have our template.json. At the very top, we see there is an ID and a name. And it's important to know this ID gets used to map these credentials to the expected workflows. And also sometimes the naming is also used to map these credentials correctly. So you always have to keep in mind that these values are correct. Down below we see all of our sensitive information got removed and replaced by our placeholders that we can use in the env file. Now let's have a look at our import script. Basically it does the same thing as the export script, just the other way around. At the top we have our variables, then we have some checks, and then we open our env file as well as the template file and connect all of these values together. At the very end, we just use the n8n import function and pass our raw import credentials file. It's important to also remove it in the end as it contains plaintext passwords. All of the values are loaded from the env and then injected in the container. We see our credential is here and got overwritten with the incorrect password we set earlier. So now we can just go back, correct our password, do the import again and refresh the page. As you see, now everything is set up and working. As a final test, I want to run a workflow and everything is working correctly. If you have any questions about this topic, please ask these questions in the comments. I'll try to answer those as soon as possible. The next time we will have a look at workflows and how to version them in Git as well. After that, our project is set up to handle credentials and workflows. So see you next time, and until then, have a great day.